Howdy y'all, thank you for joining us today for this unboxing of Marvel Champions, the card game. This is the new scenario pack, the Hood. And as you can see here, what this is going to be, it's going to basically just not add any new cards for your hero decks or anything. It's going to add a small scenario. I think the others added about 2 new villains. I think 2 new villains each. I can't remember. It's been a while since they had one, because this is the one before this was the Kang one, and it hasn't been out for a while, so at least a couple years. So I think it's rough thinking about it, but yeah. And as you can see here, it lets you know, it adds the Hood, 9 new modular sets, and those are like extra encounter sets that can be mixed into any scenario, so that's pretty cool. Oh, this is nice. I did not know about this. It's exciting alternative versions of the standard and expert encounter sets, which is pretty cool, especially if it still has some way to bring your arch nemesis in, because the old standard set, you just get used to knowing those cards. So this is a new way of changing it up and having new standard cards mixed in there in the standard set, which the standard set, if this is your first time, the standard and expert sets are the basic cards that get mixed in, whether you want to play just the standard game or an expert version of it. So that's really cool. That's nice. All right, let's take a look at it and see what's inside. We'll take a look through these cards. As you can see here, there is a seal here that I usually have pre-cut. I just didn't think about it until I started filming already. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that. It lets you know if your product has been tampered with or not. But even then, even if it has been broken there, you should be able to open this up, and what should be in there should be sealed cards anyways. Right off the bat, we get a rule book, and we get 2 sealed packs, which are going to be the cards. And normally I'd say look underneath the flap, but normally what you're getting underneath the flap is this rule book. All right, so right off the bat here, we have the rule book, the scenario pack. It lets you know the expansion symbol. That way, if you want to know what came with this expansion, it's going to be all marked on the cards. Down here at the bottom, right there. And then let you know about the new modular sets, the alternative sets for the standard and the expert. And then new important keywords. And then it's got like a little small scenario thing, just like you're going through the big long scenario. And then let you know strategy tips for each modular set here. I'll go ahead and put that over there. That way if you just want to see it, I was just kind of closing it for myself. I didn't really want to see it ahead of time. That way I can kind of react as I'm opening them here. I'm assuming since there is the 2 modular sets that we're not going to see another villain in here, whereas like I said, they normally have 2 villains. Well, like with the Kang one, it was Kang, but it was a bunch of different versions of Kang now that I think of it. It wasn't 2 villains. And then like, I just thought of 2 villains. I think about the Green Goblin set where it had 2 Green Goblins. But I don't think the Wrecking Crew, I don't remember if it had 2 different modular sets or not. It might have just been because of all the different. So, yep, I might be wrong on the 2 villains. I don't know what I was thinking there. But, all right, so right off the bat here, we have the new villain, the Hood here. And he has a foul play special. Discard the top card of the encounter deck. If that card does not belong to the Hood encounter set, deal it to yourself as a face-down encounter card. Don't know much about the special. I'm assuming something in his cards are probably going to trigger that, but he's only got like a 1 scheme and a 1 attack. But if his cards trigger whatever this is, this can become really dangerous. So, and you know, this is the first time I really noticed it with Marvel Champions. I really noticed it in the Arkham Horror, and I'll see if I can get it on camera there. But I noticed with Arkham Horror, my cards were already coming in pretty moderately played. And as you can see here, this has a lot of scuffing right here. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if it's their printers or what, but that's rather annoying actually. All right, for his stage 2 here, when revealed, choose one set aside modular set, encounter set at random, then shuffle it into the encounter deck. And then his ability, but discards the top 2 cards of the encounter deck. So he definitely gets more dangerous if it is going to work the way I think it is. And then his stage 3, and it looks like it's all the same here. Each card discarded this way may not belong to the Hood encounter set. So, looks like it's just going to make you encounter a bunch of cards. And this one doesn't look like it has the same scuffs. Alright. So we got, it looks like, oh. For some reason I saw 5, I was looking for 5. I'm just being a dumb Aggie and not knowing my numbers. So we got his 3 encounter sets here, or his main scheme. So right off the bat, let's look at the main scheme he has here. And it looks like, because we saw here it said set aside encounter sets. We weren't really sure. I really wasn't sure what that was about. Well, it looks like here you're going to set up by grabbing 7 encounter sets and setting them aside. Choose one randomly and shuffle it into the encounter deck. So it looks like this one's going to build the encounter deck as you go. Whereas typically when you play against a villain, that villain, the whole deck is set up and shuffled, and sometimes they'll make you go get stuff. But this one looks like the deck is going to bulk up the more you play. So definitely a different, interesting way to go about it. And then, of course, we flip to the other side after setting it up. Oh, and then you resolve that ability right off the bat. So that looks like what it's going to do. It looks like it's going to be ways to basically be dealing yourself a bunch of encounter cards, kind of like in the vein of Star-Lord and like when your deck reshuffles and whatnot. And then I should have turned these backwards like this so we can see them from the get-go. Choose one set aside modular set. So as soon as this next one pulls off, it's going to shuffle another one in there. Also notice, did it say that on the back and I miss it? It did not. It's going to give you an acceleration token on the main scheme. So that means when this one gets pulled off, or when this one starts, it's going to really start accelerating your scheme a lot while you're having to deal with all these different encounter cards. And then now you got to resolve his ability again, which means you're going to be getting more encounter cards. Man, and then it's just going to add more thread here, which you're going to have the more acceleration also. So definitely got to be dealing with him. And then this one's going to add even another one. So yeah, this definitely going to ramp some stuff up. Definitely makes you have to be able to do something in order to encounter him and take him down quickly. Especially considering it also even starts with some threat on there already. So oh man, and this one, at the beginning of the villain phase, you're going to resolve his ability every single time. So yeah, do not let it get to this third main scheme as he's pulling it off. It's already sounding disgusting and sick. Unless you have a real good Justice player with you who can hopefully bring a lot of that down. Man. Alright. And then we got his established dominance here. It's an attachment, which is going to have him do his ability unless you go into your alter ego and take care of that. And we see some more of the scuffing or the moderately played here on this card. I don't know what that is. I even brought it up to Azodeh. It's not that it's bad. I'm sure it's something just happening at the printing press, but it's just annoying. All right, another attachment. His hood, or his mantle. And he gains Retaliate, and it looks like a new ability here, Steady. Steady characters require 2 status cards of the same type to be stunned or confused. So those strategies where you're just constantly keeping the villain stunned down by just adding 1 stun to them, well, in this case, you're going to have to add 2 stun encounters to them. Interesting. I wonder if the first one, we'll have to look in there to be sure. But I wonder if the first one goes away if you don't have the second one. I'm assuming not, but all right, the hero action, you spend those 3 resources to get rid of this card. Then we have the Hood's pistol here, which just gives him an additional scheme and attack. But then his other pistol, I was about to say, there's probably 2 of these because he does have 1 in each hand usually. So these just basically add up. Then we have here one of his minions here, which is going to let him do his special ability and have guard. And when she's defeated, do his special ability again. So she's going to get real dangerous real fast here. And I kind of looked in the rule book real fast to see about that steady, but I did not see it pop up. I'll probably have to read through it, and if I ever hit this in the playthrough, I'll try to talk about it. But I was trying to see, I'm assuming since you have to put 2, say for instance, 2 stuns on the character in order for them to be stunned, I'm assuming if you only have 1 on there and they attack, it doesn't get rid of the other stun. So it's just making it to where your stun effects really are half a stun effect. Or your confuse effects, same thing. Alright, we got a side scheme here with Hinder. And this just helps him pull off his special ability more often. Field recruitment. Makes you shuffle in another one of the modular sets. So, and then as a boost, mostly gonna probably make you trigger more of those modular sets, since that's the way his special ability kind of works. And then upper hand, which is going to make his special ability work. So kind of what I was thinking. And there's another upper hand and another upper hand. So that's all 16 of his cards. So that is the villain, the Hood. Sounds real annoying. Unless you have a really good Justice or somebody who can deal with a ton of threat and a ton of the encounters and making sure the treacheries aren't going off as bad and whatnot. But also sounds like you want a good aggression in order to just take down minions, because if you get enough of these modular sets, which it looks like we're going into now, probably going to be a lot of minions out that you're going to have to take care of. So definitely a different take we have not seen yet. All right, and these next ones I'm assuming are going into the modular sets, which you said there'll be 9 different ones. This first one is Beast Boys. It is only 4 of them, but it is one of the modular sets. And right here we have a side scheme from it. It has a forced interrupt. When a stunned or confused friendly character would take any amount of damage, increase that amount by 1. So just making it do more damage. It's making you want to get rid of that. And then here is Griffin as a minion. 7 hit points, 1 scheme, 3 attack with a forced response that will stun characters that he damages. Or no, just when he attacks. Oh, and damages. Yeah. So when he damages someone, and he has quick strike, which means he's going to attack as soon as he comes out. And then if he's defeated, if there's a stun friendly character in play, you just shuffle him back into the encounter deck. So he's making sure that in solo play it shouldn't happen, but in multiplayer you have to make sure that everyone is unstunned before you take him out. Otherwise you're going to have to shuffle him back into the deck. Then we have Mandrill. Mandrill gains Retaliate X, where X is equal to the number of confused characters. And then when revealed, he confuses each character you control. I just realized I did say characters, so that means also you need to make sure... Well, him, not so much, but this guy, you're going to have to make sure your allies are going to get all confused, which is going to make it tough on the leadership decks and stuff. But he's got 2 scheme, 2 attack, and a 6 hit points. Then we have Double Trouble. When revealed, stun a character you control, confuse a character you control, which is going to build into both of Griffin and Mandrill. And then this is also his boost ability, makes it to where this card happens anyways. Alright, the next one is the Brothers Grimm. Haven't seen them for a bit, have kind of forgot about them, but we got the Brothers Grimm here. 1 scheme, 1 attack, with some special forced interrupt. And the special force to interrupt is when Brothers Grimm activates against you, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until an attachment is discarded. Reveal that card. So they're going to get attachments either on you or on them. Mostly on them. And then 8 hit points. And then the boost is to put them into play. Really. And then here's an attachment attached to a mystic minion. If you cannot, attach to the villain. So it will be attached to them, but as opposed as their ability, it just looks like this is going to be one of those things that stacks. We have scheme and attack, forced response. After attached enemy activates against you, discard this card. Discard 1 card at random from your hand and deal yourself 1 face down encounter card. With it. And then to a mystic minion, if not, attached to the villain. After attached enemy activates against you, discard this card, take 3 indirect damage, and deal yourself 1 face down encounter card. Attached to a mystic minion, if you cannot, attach to the villain. Forced response, after attached enemy activates against you, discard this card, stun your identity, and deal yourself 1 face down encounter card. These guys are extra annoying. I'm assuming these are all going to be attachments. Attached to a mystic minion, if you cannot, attach to the villain. Forced response, after attached enemy activates against you, discard this card. Choose and discard 1 ally, support, or upgrade you control, and deal yourself 1 face down encounter card. So that's all the Brothers Grimm. So it looks like they come out and just throw a bunch of attachments around on themselves or possibly the villain. And then we have Crossfire's crew here with a side scheme. When revealed, deal 1 damage to the friendly character with the fewest remaining hit points. If that character is defeated this way, repeat this effect. Man, so far this just seems rough on leadership decks, which is my second favorite decks to play, so it just feels like I'm not going to like a lot of this stuff, or it's going to be really rough on me. But, out for blood, there we go. We got controller here, 2, 1, 5 hit points. When controller's attack would deal any amount of damage to a character, increase that amount by that character's attack. Okay. Corruptor. 1, 2, and 4 hit points. When revealed, exhaust each ally you control. Place 1 threat on the main scheme for each ally exhausted this way. Once again, we're seeing just brutality on the leadership decks. So much hate. So much hate. Crossfire. 2, 2 with a forced. 4 hit points. Quick strike. When Crossfire attacks, he attacks the friendly character with the fewest remaining hit points. That attack gains overkill and ranged. Mr. Fear, 1, 1, and 5 hit points. As an additional cost for the engaged player to ready a hero or ally they control, that player must spend a mental resource. And then the boost is discard cards from the top of your deck till you discard an ally. Caught in the Crossfire, when revealed, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a Crossfire's crew minion is discarded. Reveal that minion. Take indirect damage equal to the number of Crossfire's crew minions in play. Alright. Alright. And this one looks like is one of the new the new expert deck, the alternate expert deck, I should say, because it says expert 2 here. So it's only 4 cards, but Peril and Surge. And then when revealed, deal each player 1 face down encounter card. Give the villain 1 face down boost card. Do yourself 1 face down encounter card for the boost. Ruination, Incite 1, and Peril. When revealed, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a side scheme is discarded. Reveal that card. Place 2 threat on each scheme in play. And 4 threat. Ugh. Or I shouldn't say threat, it's 4 boost. But ugh. Incite 1, Peril. When revealed, search the encounter deck, discard pile, and set aside area for your nemesis minion and put it into play, engaged with you. And then shuffle. 3 cards, Seek and Destroy, which is what that card is doing. Slug it out. Peril, Surge. When revealed, exhaust your identity. Take 2 damage. As a boost, deal 1 damage to each character you control. Give the villain 1 additional boost card for this activation. I was hoping we'd go straight into the standard set. I really want to see that, but we are into Mr. Hyde here. Self-experimentation. So we got the Mr. Hyde character. A play on Jekyll and Hyde. Side scheme, when revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for Mr. Hyde and reveal him, and then shuffle. So makes you go get Mr. Hyde. Forced interrupt, when a brute enemy would take any amount of damage, remove that much threat from the side scheme instead. Well, I'm assuming Mr. Hyde is a brute. Makes me wonder how many other villains or minions are brutes. And how dangerous this could be, because this basically makes you have to take the stuff off of this instead of taking it off of the bad guy. But alright, we got Calvin Zavo, the first part of Mr. Hyde. He is not a brute, of course. He is the brains. We got 3, 1, and 4. If Mr. Hyde is in play, discard this card. Mr. Hyde attacks you with +2 attack. That attack gains overkill. Oh, okay, when revealed. My brain just didn't think about it. I was thinking, well, he wouldn't be in play. But yeah, okay. It makes sense if he's already in play. When defeated, search the encounter deck and discard pile for Mr. Hyde and put him into play. Engage with the player who was engaged with Calvin Zavo. So go get Mr. Hyde. Next we have Mr. Hyde. Oh, sorry, I just saw this already. Yeah, so right off the bat, we have Mr. Hyde here, who is the alternate of Calvin Zavo, 3-1. Instead, he's a 1-3, but 10 hit points. That's almost a villain. When revealed, if Calvin Zavo is engaged with a player, discard Calvin Zavo. Mr. Hyde engages that player, give Mr. Hyde a tough status card, and deal 1 damage to each hero and ally in play. So not only is he 10 hit points, but he's going to get a toughness, which means the first damage you do to him, you're going to have to pink away or get rid of so that you can even do the 10 damage to him. And then if this thing is out his side scheme, you're going to have to do 5 more damage to him. No, sir. I don't like it. This seems rough. And then the Hyde formula, which should have figured that would be the treachery. When revealed, if Calvin Zavo is in play, he schemes with +3 scheme. Then he takes 4 damage, which would kill him, which would let you go get Mr. Hyde because he only had 4 damage or 4 hit points. And if Mr. Hyde is in play, give him another tough status card. Or give him a tough status card, sorry. If neither is in play, this card gains Surge, which helps you get to them. Disgusting. And I know these are taking longer because I'm wanting to go through all these, but I'm just wanting to be able to start giving you my take on each of these. But I am always cool with anything that adds to this game and makes it more interesting and different. And so far, we're definitely seeing that. I just don't like how much they're brutalizing my leadership decks. But here we go. The next one is Ransacked Armory. There are going to be 7 cards here. This is a flamethrower. So this is probably going to be a bunch of weapons, I'm assuming. Attached to the minion with the most remaining hit points. If you cannot, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a minion and put it in play engaged with you and attach this card to it. So not only is it +3 attack, but if there's no minions in play, it's going to go get one and put this on there and make a really dangerous minion right off the bat. Alright. We got the Hollow Shield Generator attached to the minion with the most remaining hit points. Yep, so it's all the same thing. But attached minion gets +4 hit points and gains Retaliate 2. So you better have that ranged ready to go so you can ignore Retaliate. Attached to the minion with the most remaining hit points. If you cannot, this card gains Surge. So at least this don't go look for a minion. But Jetpack, when attached minion would take any amount of damage from an attack, discard the top card of the encounter deck. Reduce the damage from that attack by the number of boost icons. Annoying. A little annoying. Gonna make you cycle through the deck plus reduce damage on that minion. Especially, man, imagine this coming out on Mr. Hyde. Ugh. Tech Gauntlets. Attached to the minion with the most remaining hit points. If you cannot, this card gains Surge. Attached minion gets +3 hit points. And +1 attack. Alright. Then we got 2 Tech Gauntlets there. Makes sense. 1 for each arm. Armored Guard. Well, it says Gauntlets, so never mind. I don't know what I was thinking, because you get both. Anyways, Armored Guard. 0, 1, 3 hit points. It's got Guard and Toughness. So basically, it's someone that's already geared up. And the last one is another Armored Guard. Alright. Sinister Syndicate. Interesting. We knew the Spider-Man stuff was coming. Well, now we have the Sinister Syndicate here. And crime pays. Search the encounter deck for a criminal minion and put it into play engaged with you. If no minion was put into play this way, this card gains Surge. So yeah, so I'm assuming there's going to be a bunch of them because this is Sinister Syndicate, so we should see a bunch of those characters. And right off the bat, we got Beetle here. It's one of my favorite Sinister Syndicates. 1, 2 forced. And then 4 hit points. Force response: after Beetle attacks and damages you, discard the lowest cost upgrade you control. That's annoying. And then choose and discard an upgrade you control is a boost. Oh, Boomerang. 2, 1 with a forced response, 5 hit points. Forced response: after Boomerang attacks you, deal 1 damage to each ally you control. As a boost, deal 2 damage to an ally you control. Shocker. 1, 2, 5 hit points. Forced response: after Shocker is attacked, stun the attacking character. As a boost, stun the character you control with the highest attack value. Speed Demon. 1, 2, 3 hit points. Forced interrupt: when a character attacks Speed Demon attacks that character. Resolve Speed Demon's attack first. I actually forgot about Speed Demon. I like Speed Demon. Boost: discard the lowest cost support you control. White Rabbit. 2 with a forced, 3 hit points. Forced interrupt: when White Rabbit attacks you, discard 1 card at random from your hand. As a boost, choose and discard 1 identity-specific card from your hand. Oh, that's just going to attack all your best cards in your deck. Annoying boost. Sinister Onslaught. When revealed, Alter Ego. Each criminal enemy in play schemes. If no enemy scheme this way, this card gains Surge. When revealed, Hero. Each criminal enemy in play attacks you. If no enemy attack this way, this card gains Surge. Formidable Foe. Expert mode only. Oh, I just realized. Okay, I was like, wait, what does that have to do with Sinister? Okay. So this is the new standard cards. So, see what this is all about. This is an environment. So I'm guessing if you're playing with expert mode only, it says. So if you're playing with expert mode, which means you would have the standard cards in there also, then this environment comes into play permanently because it's a permanent setup. Each character gains steady. Or each enemy gains steady. Oh. Alright. Interesting. But I mean, the original standard deck was only 7 cards. This is 8. I'm assuming this is only add an additional one if you're in expert mode. Otherwise, this card does not really interplay. Oh, there it is. Never mind. Hey, standard mode only. I don't know what made me think about looking at the other side of that. I was just like, that's kind of weird. So if it's in standard mode, if you're just playing the base game, it's still going to put a new environment into play, which is permanent setup. The villain gains steady. So once again, that steady comes into play. Annoying, but cool. All right, Dark Dealings. When revealed, the villain schemes with +1 scheme. So this is replacing base, because the base one that just made them scheme. This is more dangerous because it's +1 scheme, and the regular scheme was a 0 if I remember right. So this is making it a 1. So it's basically adding 1, and then it has a boost effect, giving the villain 1 additional boost card for this activation. So this is a little bit more dangerous than just regular scheme. And yep, there were 2 regular schemes, so hence 2 Dark Dealings. And then Mob Mentality. When revealed, Alter Ego. Discard the top 7 cards of the encounter deck. Put the first minion discard this way into play engaged with you. So this is going to cycle through the deck faster and put a minion possibly into play. Oh, that's if you're an Alter Ego. When revealed, Hero. This villain and each minion engaged with you attacks you. So this is replacing the... I'm assuming the one, I just know it shows Captain America knocking out a Hydra. I just can't think of what it's called off the top of my head right now. But I think this is replacing that. But instead of just making the villain attack you, this is making everything attack you. So, Overwhelming Force. When revealed, discard the highest cost upgrade or support you control. If no card was discarded this way, this card gains Surge. And then as a boost, give the villain 1 additional boost card for this activation. So this is basically making it to where with the old standard deck, there was a lot of times you could hit zeros where there was nothing down there. There was no boost, no threat being added. This is making it just way more dangerous on the standard. And of course we knew it had to be in there because it's the only way I know of this card that you get your arch nemesis into play. We knew Shadows of the Past had to be in there. This is that card that is just so annoying, or you're so happy when you see it pop as a boost. I don't remember if it's 2 threat. It might be. But yeah, this definitely... I kind of figured this had to be in the new standard sets when it said there was a standard set. Alright, we got Total Annihilation here. Surge, when revealed. If you're a hero, the villain attacks you. The attack gains overkill. Okay, maybe that's what I was thinking of. Either way, the villain is attacking. This attack gains overkill as the boost. And then there's 2 of those. So, a little more dangerous standard set. I think the way I would do it, I would just basically roll a dice at the beginning. And odd, I'd play with the old one. Even, play with the new one. But definitely we'll see that next time I play. And check out those new standard cards. And then, I ain't gonna lie, I don't think I've ever played Expert. Maybe a little scared. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, State of Emergency here. Feisty Heist. And we have, when revealed, discard the highest cost card from your hand. And there's going to be 6 State of Emergency cards here. Oh, we got another side scheme here. When revealed, take 3 indirect damage. And then Offshore Inferno. When revealed, discard the lowest cost card you control. And then, man, this is just a lot of side schemes. Hot Pursuit. When revealed, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a minion is discarded. Put that minion into play engaged with you. And then Citywide Crisis. When revealed, resolve each when revealed ability on each side scheme in play. Oh, some of those can be dangerous, especially all those. And then if no when revealed ability was resolved this way, place 2 threat on each scheme. Man, that's loading up everything. Man, especially if you're doing Rhino with this and Breaking and Taken or something. Oh, man. Anyways, boost, resolve this card's when revealed ability. So, man, even if it's done as a boost, it's just added to all those schemes. This could make you lose the game real fast. Oh, and there's 2 of them. Just when I was thinking just that one card could make you lose the game real fast. There's 2 of them. There's 2 of them. A pair. Alright, Streets of Mayhem. Alright, man, that's almost what I would think Mayhem would be about, Citywide Crisis. But I guess it's because of all the schemes going on, a lot of heists going on. Makes sense. Back Alley Enclave. Surge. When revealed, discard each other setting environment in play. Each character in play gets +1 attack. Well, it says each character, so that'd mean your characters too. Discard each other. Guess just all around, let everybody do some damage. Secret Lair. It's another environment, so I'm assuming Streets of Mayhem is going to be all environments. Surge. When revealed, discard each other setting in play. Yeah. Each enemy in play gains 1 acceleration icon. Whoa. Do not like that one. No, I do not. Each hero and ally in play gets... I see what they're doing. Well, this one don't make sense to me. Because this one just seems like it only helps me. And yeah, the bad guys are going to do more damage too. This one... It's... With that acceleration, that is a beast. But that's why they give you plus thwart so that you can take care of all that acceleration going on. Alright, Sewer Tunnels. When revealed, yeah. Each character in play gains Retaliate 1. So yeah, this is just making it a kind of a battle royale against everything that's in play. The bad guys and the good guys. Each character in play gains Steady. So even you. Okay. Okay. Alright. The Wrecking Crew. Interesting. Now we have the Wrecking Crew as an extra encounter set. We got top talent here. Hinder 2. The villain and each elite minion gains Retaliate 1. And I'm assuming these are all going to be elite with the Wrecking Crew. Yep. Here we see Wrecker. Oh, he's a brute elite. So if you have him and the Hydra thing going on, this could be some danger because he's 8 hit points. And it said every time a brute takes damage, put it on that side scheme instead. Do not want those to come up. Man, if you're doing Hood where you have 9 encounter sets, can't even imagine. They have Villainous, which means they'll get the extra boost cards. And while Wrecker's attacking, he gets +2 attack. Wait, if Wrecker is attacking, he gets +2 attack if the attack is undefended. All right, so it makes you want to defend against it. For some reason I read that as a different word. Sorry. Anyways, Bulldozer, 1, 3 with a force, 7 hit points, Villainous, and he gains Overkill. Pile Driver, 2, 2 with 6 hit points, Retaliate 1, and Villainous. And as we saw, these are all Brute and Elites. Thunderball, 3, 1 with force, 7 hit points, Villainous. Force response after Thunderball attacks you, deal 1 damage to each character you control. And then Combined Effort. When revealed, each elite minion in play activates against the player it is engaged with. If no minion activated this way, this card gains Surge. And then Boost. For each elite minion in play, this card gets +1 boost icon for this activation. And then Magic Muscles. When revealed, give each brute enemy in play a tough status card. If no tough status card was given this way, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a brute minion is discarded and reveal that minion. Alright, so I know that was a little bit longer than I normally take on these scenario packs, but I wanted to kind of go through them and kind of give you my reaction on each of those. I do like this a lot. There's a lot of in this, but this is definitely going to change up the game a lot. So, I mean, 9 new encounter sets. That, man, if you're playing against the Hood, he just seems annoying. And this adds a bunch of new stuff. So I am very impressed with this. Plus, giving us a new standard set to work with seems good also. But this video is already long enough. I'm going to try to edit it down to make it not as long. That way you're not too bored through it. But I do want to keep a lot of the reaction with each of the cards in there and talk about that a lot more. With that, I'll cut it short here and thank you for watching and have a great day.